one of the things we won't see is the Washington Redskins. And, here we are just days removed from a franchise that is 80 some years old, I believe. I don't know offhand. But, a rich history. They have a history of Super Bowl championships, Super Bowl appearances, a lot of Hall of Fame players. They've been a staple of the NFC East, usually at the bottom. But they've been, they're part of our family. And I grew up, I started to get into football right around when I was, right around 86, right around the championship season. And then I started to pay attention, really, by the time I was 8 or 9 years old. It's been my life ever since then. But the Redskins, I always liked the aspect of it being when they would play the Cowboys, it was Cowboys versus Indians kind of mentality. And growing up as a kid, that was kind of cool. It was like a real life action figure thing. I'm not completely insensitive to the fact that I know people are offended by everything, especially nowadays. But the Redskins thing, to me, it never rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm not, saying that my opinion is what holds it up here, because just saying in general, I don't find almost anything offensive. And I know people are like, well, how the hell? That's why I don't identify with this cancel culture, with this culture that we're in, this cancel culture. Cancel this, cancel everything. By the time this podcast finishes, I guarantee you somebody's going to want to cancel this. This was not done out of where you were woke, that you were sitting there and you said to yourself, hey, that logo is offensive and this name really bothers me. And after owning it for whatever, how many years, or as a fan, you were a fan, let's say you were a fan 40, 50, 60 years, I'm all of a sudden offended. I woke up one day. No, you got that way because Twitter got that way, because this mob mentality got that way. That's how you came to that conclusion. And that's what I'm speaking to, is these people that are heads of FedEx, heads of all these brands that pulled out and that refused to be associated with the Redskins name again. This was not done out of some form of basically realization that they are harming or hurting the Native American people and the Native American culture. They did this because of profit over money. That's why they did that. That's why it's not genuine. It's garbage. It's a complete bow to the mob. When they started threatening to no longer sponsor the stadium, and then you have Nike saying, well, we're no longer going to make your jerseys, and Amazon and all these places, we're no longer going to sell your merchandise. They folded. They did not sit there and listen to the same cries every single year and be like, this is the time that got me. It was a mentality of these people that were driven, these CEOs and these people in charge of these multi-million, billion-dollar companies. They reached the conclusion based off of this groupthink mob that we're in, and they wanted to appease these people and feel good about themselves, so they canceled it. And, when they did, I knew it was coming. Everybody saw the writing on the wall. And the Redskins was a really powerful name. It was a warrior. I never took it as like a slur. I get why you obviously do. It literally says fucking Redskins. We've all heard the same thing. If the shoe was on the other foot, if it was the Washington Black Skins or the Washington White Skins, yeah, people would have probably got this canceled a long time ago. Let's be real. But it had a aura of battle to it. It had an aura of, we're a badass. And I thought most people took it that way. But, now they don't. But I thought, well, they're going to fuck this up. They're going to name it something so bad. And to see just yesterday or the day before, going forward, they are literally known as the Washington Football Team. the Washington football team. I imagine that you had all of these really, you know, out of touch, just completely scared of everything, scared to get canceled, scared to get like scared to lose a follower on their feeds because they might have spoke their mind, and they thought, oh my god, you know, like they raised their hands and they said, how about the Red Wolves? How about the Washington Red Wolves? And then, you know, somebody in that meeting was very PETA orientated and was, you know, I don't want to offend. That could be offensive. It could be offensive to wolves, and I don't want to offend wolves. But I thought about this meeting, and it's like, you know, these people probably just passing on every name, and for now we're just going to be the team. We're going to be the team. The name literally screams out, I am in a safe space. I do not harm me. Please don't tackle me. And the funny thing is, the Redskins are garbage. The Redskins are going to be garbage again. And I'm sorry. And the Redskins name is not going anywhere with me. I don't care what they call themselves. I don't care how far they bow down. They are the Redskins. Period. Because the danger with what they did is we laugh about it, but I'm telling you, there will be somebody within the next year, if we even get there that long, if it even takes that long, that's going to say the Giants name is offensive to vertically challenged people or morbidly obese people. We have to change the name. There could be a guy that is 340 pounds overweight and now decides, every time I hear that name, it hurts my feelings. We laugh about it now, though. We joke about it now, but there's really no end in sight when you give the power, that kind of power and control, to people that are that they're not even really offended. They're not offended by that name. Half of these people are not even as offended by the things that they want canceled. They just want to know that they did it. They want you to know that you had to do what you did because of them. Period. And I'm concerned, whereas, you know, the Yankees, that's going to be an offensive slur. You know, it's never going to stop. It's got to stop somewhere. And it's unfortunate that the Redskins caved, but they did. They did, in theory. They did. They didn't with me. But the Redskins officially are no more. And, you know, it's unfortunate because that's a team that we have a long history of just dominating the shit out of. I mean, literally, that's not just me saying that. You look at the stats, you look at the history between us and the Redskins. It is borderline abuse. That is a domestic violence high score. We have owned the Redskins, and no matter what they change their name to, they're always going to be the bottom of the East.